pizza.
So Kendra's a chef. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist. And typically, these two professions don't really get along. Chefs are usually like butter, cream, white flour, sugar, and we're like, no, broccoli, dressing on the side. However, we're not traditional, chef or dietitian. And we actually have become very fast friends over the years because we have very similar food philosophies. We believe, just like our keynote speaker, right, there is a power in food. Food is magic. Or I love to say that. Food is magic. It has the magic to make us healthy, but also happy. And so when I think about what we can contribute today, Kendra, we said, we're on the front lines. I'm a dietitian talking to people all the time about food. You're cooking for people, teaching them about food. We said, we're going to come to this conference and we are going to give our 3 most important strategies that we use on the front lines with not only our own selves and families and friends, but also all the clients that we have. So are you guys ready for these 3 insightful strategies that we've come up with? I like a rowdy audience. A little like, I like it. Ow! That's very good. Very good. So let me tell you what the first one is, okay? So the first one we agreed on that we both use all the time is something we call the plate check. The plate check. Kendra, would you like to tell us a little bit about the plate check for you?
I would love to.
Okay.
I would love to. So as a private chef, I am in people's homes every day, and my chefs are in our clients' homes every day. They range from needs like food allergies to diets for cancer treatment to just needing nutritionally dense, Dr. Drew, meals. And what I try to do every day, and I feel like every time we go out to dinner, this is always what our meals look like.
We are fun to go to dinner with if anyone wants to
It's
know.
nutritionally dense foods, which is another thing that you already heard about today. These are all themes that are going to come back and back and back. So when I'm cooking for my families, the kids might want pasta. Great. But I'm going to sneak in some spinach, and I'm going to have a side vegetable, and I'm going to have maybe some sort of fruit thing for dessert. It's all about looking at the colors on your plate. Dr. Drew put up that picture of what his patient was eating. I don't think there was one vegetable, not one. So I think something super easy and tangible for everyone and every age to leave here with, especially from this first point, is check your plate. Is it all white? Is it just like white pasta and white bread and a potato? You're probably not gonna get the right nutrients. So throw some colors in there, because also they taste delicious, you guys. They taste delicious. Fruits and vegetables and plants and nuts and seeds all will make like a boring thing taste incredible. So, and I mean, that's truly how both of us eat all the time. I feel like our Instagram photos of food are very similar.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, you're in the world with us, right? Like, you get confused of like, should I be keto? Should I be vegan? Should I be gluten-free?
Yeah.
Should I be doing paleo? Like, it's very confusing. I think we established that it's not a problem that we don't have the information. We have the information. Okay, we know that broccoli has more nutrition than a brownie, or that jogging is better than sitting on the couch. Like, we know the basic stuff. The key action, though, is how not to be confused by the overwhelm. And so what I think is so powerful about the plate check is it puts the confidence back into us. You don't need to be a physician. You don't need to be a chef. You don't need to be a dietitian to actually do this plate check. You can look down at your plate and say, oh my gosh, I don't have to know anthocyanin is in my raspberry. I just see it's red. I know these colors do something in my body, and I have control and empowerment over my eating. I use the word visualize. I love the word visualize.
Yes, you
right?
do.
So it's
Yes,
like
you
for
do.
goal setting and all of that. But like when you're looking at your plate, know your number one tool is really just to visualize that you have that colorful plate. And I also think visualizing that it's like doing things in your body. So I think I am the protector of my body. So when I'm eating, I'm like, think about the brain cells like getting nourished from all those colors, and think about all of my organs. So visualizing, there is research actually behind visualizing your exercise, visualizing your food, makes it more effective and powerful. So I love plate check. I mean, it's Saturday. We won't do a pop quiz later, but it would be cool if you remembered the first thing that we're suggesting is to sit down and do a plate check. I'm going to now bridge to our strategy number 2. You ready for it? I am ready for this one. This one, wait for it. Chew.
It's her favorite.
Chew. It's my favorite.
You could be here till 5
I
o'clock
could
tonight
be here.
if she
Let
talks
you
more.
start. You start talking about chew. I could talk about it for days.
I know. I feel like I should just let you run with it. But so for me, I am crazy busy. I have 2 of my chefs here, and they know I'm like a rooster with its head cut off all the time. So just like all of us, we have busy lives, and sometimes you don't have time to, on Sunday meal prep, and you have your quinoa, and you have your veggies, and you have it. Like sometimes you have to get something on the go, and you might be hangry, and you just eat it quickly. But then you physically feel that food in your stomach, right? Your body can't digest that. And then you're not getting any sort of really nutrient density or any of the nutrients from it. And by the way, it's probably a bar that you're eating, so it might not even be great. So slowing down, think even if you just sit down to eat that bar, just sit down. Give yourself some of that time. It helps your digestion. It also will help you chew more, which Dawn will get into.
Chew.
But thinking about your digestion, very simple things you can do. Sit down when you eat. Even if you only sit down for 5 minutes, eat off a plate. A plate. This is something actually I worked on with my therapist because I was like, I'm just busy and I have to go. And she's like, just sit down and put your food on a plate, Kendra. And it really does help. It's a very simple thing. So sit down, put your food on a plate, and chew it. Like as a chef, I feel like I put my heart and soul into the food I make my clients. So if they're just shoveling it in their face, I'm like, oh, I hope that was good.
Yeah.
So, maybe think about respecting the people who prepared it. And maybe it was you. And so give yourself a little self-love and enjoy your food and how it tastes and give your digestive tract some love. Now, Dawn, I know, will continue more.
I could talk more, but I love that idea of enjoying yourself and respect. Those are all key words that people don't talk about often when they talk about food. For me, I really love what you said, right? You're chewing it, you're making it in smaller pieces so your body can absorb the nutrition. So not only do you feel better in your gut, you also get the nutrition. There's tons of research I've studied about this mindful eating, which one of the key factors is chewing. It's everything from better quality of life to, as we've talked about, better digestion. But some crazy research has come out that actually just chewing your food and being mindful with a table, plate, chair, like you were saying, free of distractions like the TV or your computer, actually helps with health indicators like lower cholesterol levels and lower blood sugar levels. Like it's more powerful than people give it credit for. So people are like, oh, I chew. I'm like, you do not. I'm driving down the street. I see people swallowing huge chunks of their breakfast. I mean, I know people are chewing. I'm also, sometimes a culprit of this. So the thing is a good guideline is trying to practice 15 chews. Mm-hmm. It's a long time, but 15 chews. There's a research study that people who are the healthiest chew each mouthful about 15 times. So I think I just got to 8 and then I felt uncomfortable. I mean, yeah, you all are staring at me, so I mean, that's also something. But chewing 15 times feels unnatural. Looking at the clock and seeing most people take just 5 minutes to eat a meal and trying to make that to be 20 minutes. Another technique that you could use as a cue system other than the 15 count is, does your food feel like applesauce before you swallow it, Anyway, it's magic. Chew your food. That's number 2, okay? Plate check. We got the chew. Now, this one I know you're super excited about. This is called number 3. Is that appropriate? Healthy conveniences. I liked the thing.
I know,
feel like nobody was amused by that.
They were looking at
Anyway, maybe you're amused in the inside. That's great, guys. Healthy conveniences. This, I think, is an overlooked thing because a lot of people will say, don't eat things in packages. Right. Don't eat things in things. Well, guess what? I like some of these things. There's healthy conveniences out there. Tell me, what would a chef who respects food, loves food, what are your secrets to healthy conveniences?
So there's always things I stock in my kitchen, and they're basics. You guys might actually all have these, maybe void of 1 or 2. I always have good olive oil, because you can do everything with that. I always have good salt, because you do need to salt your food. It chemically releases beautiful flavors from vegetables, so you do need to salt your food. And then I also have baby spinach, always. I have eggs, always. Frozen prepared quinoa, because you know what the ingredients are? Quinoa and water. That should be all that's in there. And then frozen cauliflower rice. Did I say that right? That's
I
it.
don't know.
Those are the things that I usually keep because you can do things with that. You know, the spinach you can put in a smoothie, or you can saute that with the quinoa and some olive oil. Maybe throw some lemon in there. Like they're kind of good basics, and they're simple, clean ingredients. You know, I certainly don't keep like frozen enchiladas in the fridge because those have
No
87
judgment if you have them
ingredients.
in your freezer
I know,
right
it's
now.
okay.
No judgment.
But I keep things that have simple ingredient lists, things that taste like what they're supposed to taste like. So those are kind of my easy tips.
I do think it's nice, though, to hear like a chef who prepares food professionally has shortcuts
Right.
that you use. And
Right.
so that makes me, I hope you guys were taking notes of like all the things. You want to just real quick, what were they? Eggs, cauliflower rice.
Olive
spinach.
oil, good salt, eggs, baby spinach, fresh, cauliflower rice, and frozen quinoa.
I love it. I mean, that's fun because you can mix and match. My healthy convenience situation is I always think that people should have 2 lazy meals that you know like this. Mine, tahini twister, and a guac and greens
Delicious.
taco.
Delicious.
Thank you. And all it is like having these things that I know on my laziest, most tired days that I do not want to cook, I can slap these things together. And I think if you don't have 2 lazy day go-tos, think about it.
That sets you up for success. You know, otherwise
for
you were going to be
success.
ordering food, which is fine. But these are just easy little tangible tips that you guys can take with you home and infuse them into your life starting today.
All right, so should I help you with the pop quiz? Think about a plate check. Look at your plate. Which number 2?
Yes.
Oh,
How many
bless
times?
America.
Yes.
I love it. And the last one is don't be ashamed of looking at things that are healthy conveniences because easy makes it likely that you're going to do it.
Yes.
I love it. And so those are our great tips, but I'm super excited for what you're going to point out now.
Right. We are going to round it out with, you may have noticed on your bags, you have these adorable note cards, right? So, yes, everyone pull out your bags.
Oh, I like that. Look at there. Yeah. Get the participation.
So we do have, and I'm trying to get these slides to cooperate so you guys can also see up there. So the first one is Eat Salveo Style. Really simple acronym to help you understand what we talk about when we talk about eating Salveo. Seasonal, alkalizing local, vegetables and fruits, energizing organic. Similar exactly to what Dr. Drew talked about. So all of these themes come back together. Then you have, on the back of that, the Midwest Seasonal Guide to Produce, which is super helpful. And the reason why these are in a 3-ring binder is that keep them on your market bag. Bring them with you to the grocery store so they're always there for you to see and make it nice and accessible. So then after that, you have fresh food guidelines. The fresh food guidelines, Elizabeth and I worked on with the team of things to look at and maybe try to have those stocked in your fridge. Make sure that they're basics. They are, there's some fresh things, there's some freezer things, there are some milk, cheese, and yogurts with some refrigerated things, and then water and drinks. So you can see really, really fun stuff. Then you have pantry staples, which is the slide up there, and that is a little more involved, but they're really good, they're great things to look at because people ask me these questions all the time. What sort of spices should I have? What sort of vinegars should I use? And I know that apple cider vinegar has been your jam for a long time.
I do love some vinegar. Yep.
So these are just really great things to look at. You can ask us questions afterwards. I'm sure they will make sense to you once you read through the list. But again, keep them accessible. That way, when you go to the grocery store, you're not trying to remember like, oh my God, what did they talk about?
I think I say, thank you, Kendra, for doing our grocery list. Don't you always want someone to do your grocery list? Bada bing.
Yes,
Bada
and
bing.
then to round it out, we did also put together, the slide will come up, there is a map of restaurants that we,
this is cool. This is
have
cool.
Helped put together. It is the Salveo 20 for 2020. It is called Where to Nourish. It's this really awesome map of everywhere in this city, and these are Salveo's stamp of approved places. Again, they're all over, so they should be accessible no matter where you live, and there's really great food choices there. So when you aren't able to make your own dinner or cook for yourself, these are some really, really great accessible restaurants for
that
you.
we love, and if anyone wants to invite us out, let's pick one of these places to go to.
We'll help with your plate check.
Yep. And other beautiful, fabulous things are in your market bag. I know, Kendra, you have something special in the market bag.
There is my cookbook in your market bag.
Oh,
so
did you see how I
you're
sent that to her?
So you are getting lots of really, thank you for that, love. You're gonna have lots of great recipes in there. There's about 25 really, really great recipes from my clients, their favorites. So some of the Elizabeth Cole family favorites are in that recipe as well, or in that cookbook as well. So my information's on there. You can always reach out to me if you need more inspiration. And Dawn also has great cookbooks, but she will be speaking next as well. So you're gonna get more of her.
Hey, good job giving your tips.
Good job giving your tips.
Good job.